Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi to my friends and guys. Today, my name is Muhammad Munir bin Mustafa, and my friend is Muhammad Hadi. We will like to present about risk analysis reporting for Petronas. As we know, Petronas is a big company that's now owned by government Malaysia and play the key role in the country economics and energy development. Today, Petronas operate in over 50 countries across entire the energy value chain, from the exploration and production to refinery distribution and renewable energy. It was one of the world leading national oil companies and remain the major contribution to Malaysia GDP in public revenue. As the energy landscape shifting globally, Petronas is under increasing pressure to balance its core business with the need of transition to the cleanest, more sustainable energy source. This is why we choose the Petronas. The objective today is to highlight key risks of the company is facing and suggest way to strengthen governance, reduce risk, support long-term value creation, especially during the time of change in energy industries. This presentation covers four main areas, which is one, risk identification and risk metric. Number two, this current risk and policy and control. Number four is governance framework and internal control. Number four is strategic recommendations for Petronas. Each section will give the clear picture for the where Petronas stands today and how it can move forward with the strong risk management.
Thank you, Munir. We identified several key risks, namely these five. Each risk was assessed based on how likely it is to happen and how serious the impact could be. The first one is strategic risk, the ESG and energy transition. This is high risk. Pressure to reduce carbon emissions is increasing. This could affect Petronas' long-term business model. And then operational risk, pipeline explosion and cybersecurity. This is an extreme risk. The gas pipeline explosion in April, which injured over 150 people, shows serious gaps. There is also growing risk in cybersecurity, especially for operational system. Recently, there's a news cover this pipeline explosion, and the result was kind of damaging to Petronas, which majority of people uh, did not believe the responsible should be held by Petronas. So this is a risk that Petronas should bear regardless of the outcome. And then we have financial risks such as oil prices and interest rates. This is a high risk. A 31.7% drop in profit due to falling oil prices and rising interest rates shows how sensitive Petronas is to global markets. And then we have legal risk. This is the Petronas have a dispute with state government, namely Sarawak. This is a medium risk. As we all know, there's an ongoing legal issues with Sarawak government over gas revenues, and state authority continue to create uncertainty by trying to claim several parts that of the revenue to theirs. So this is the uncertainty regarding legal risk that Petronas should be aware of. And then we have reputational risk. some issue in the past and social media, this is a high risk. While such issues are not frequent, past scandals and negative comments on social media continue to affect Petronas' image. These are some of the examples that we find from the internet regarding the news headline on the risk that Petronas need to bear. Some of them is quite recent, especially the pipeline issues, which caused major controversies among all stakeholders. There's lots of casualties, many people involved, and there's monetary value unimaginable. And people believe that Petronas should be responsible for this cost lah. This is what the report come up with. So we all know that Petronas is a big company. We would like to explain their restructure, policies, and control. As we all know, Petronas has a solid risk management framework, but some accident recently that shows some policies need to be adjusted and amended to ensure they are in controls of their risk. There's a there is a board risk committee and risk register are updated regularly, but ESG and cyber risks are not fully addressed. And then crisis plans are in place, but responses during recent events were not fast or effective enough. Regarding financial risk tools like insurance and hedging, they could not fully protect against recent profit drop. Finally, legal risks are being managed, but this is regarding the state level with Sarawak. They need more attention and more experts to have proper uh, legal coverage lah in order to protect Petronas profits and revenue. These are the governance framework and internal control that we have come up with in our reports. So allow me to briefly explain the governance framework for Petronas. The first one is board composition. I think it has been taught multiple times that the composition of board must be diverse from various industry, especially in technology, ESG, and crisis communications. And then we should have internal audits. We Petronas do have internal audits team, but they did not cover all risk area lah, especially reputational and operational risk. This is we come up with this because recent incident at the pipeline explosion has caused major reputational risks, and their operational risks are heavily damaged. And then we have ethics and compliance framework lah. I believe Petronas has their own code of conduct, but the issue is in the enforcement lah. Some plan and project level management is not consistent. Finally, their culture maturity lah. A stronger culture is needed across all departments because uh, this is a big company, so we cannot rely fully on top level management to be comply, but the bottom level also need to be aware of their actions as well. And then we have recommendation and improvement. In the report, we come up with three areas that requires major improvement. The first one is governance reforms. We need to have a reform in the board subcommittee, especially in ESG and technology risk. And then we need to add in directors with more experience in cybersecurity, crisis management, and ESG as well. And then we should use AI for Petronas lah. Use AI to detect some early warning signs, or especially in high risk area, if there's in any if we take the pipeline issue, we should be able to detect the casualty before the event actually happen. This can be very beneficial to Petronas as a tools for risk management. And then we have a risk culture. We would like to adjust their risk culture by appointing risk champions in every department to support implementation lah. Because be able to conduct yearly review of risk culture, we can highly improve, track improvement and properly visualize the movement of culture towards improvement lah. This is also to improve, to provide training wherever needed and simulates for crisis response wherever required lah, especially in risk and ethical behavior.
In conclusion, Petronas global leadership in energy sector, however, the risk landscape is evolving rapidly. Through the target reform in governance system and culture, Petronas can not only manage risk more effectively but also lead the regional in resilient and responsible energy transition. Includes Petronas is respect global leaders, but the world is changing fast. By the improvement governing using digital tools, building stronger risk culture, Petronas can lead region not only in energy but also in responsible, resilient risk management. That's all for me. Thank you.